Now, let's speak to the chairman of the Christian Council of Ghana, Reverend Paul Boafo, Reverend Dr. Paul Boafo. Rev, thanks for joining us this morning. First of all, how do these issues strike you? There's a death somewhere in Banda, and there have been some violent flashes elsewhere in the country. What's your reaction? Right, Reverend Dr. Paul Boafo is with the Christian Council of Ghana. He's joined us via Zoom to have a conversation about this. Reverend, how does this strike you? Have you heard of this violence, and what's your reaction, Rev?
Thank you very much, and good morning to your cherished viewers this morning as I come to contribute to this debate. I just heard, just on my way to the office, that I heard of these clashes. But I must say that I will not support it. I will condemn it totally outright, because it is not the best for our nation. This is only a registration exercise that can enfranchise us to vote and to exercise our political rights. So to go in there with all these clashes, I don't think it's in the right direction at all. And I would condemn it right away.
Especially when you hear that in the case of Silas, who has passed away in Banda, he's actually one of the leaders of a group called the Believers Evangelism Network. He was actually on his way to run an errand for the church, we understand. And it's in pursuit of that he passed away. Quite unfortunate, is it not?
Very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. And we can equally say that it's just like a stray bullet just hitting someone innocently who has no knowledge of even what is happening. And these are some of the consequences we have. Some people who might not even have any knowledge of what is happening might be affected adversely. And that is what has happened to Silas. And listening to the story going on a different direction, all in the name of Christ, all in the name of the church, or in the name of something else, then he's just taking as one of those people and killed. I think it's bad. It's in bad taste, and we should not in any way condone. We should not entertain it at all. We should condemn it right away. We should condemn it.
Now, typically, Reverend, it has become a tug of war, both sides of the political divide, ascribing responsibility to their opponents. What would you say, not just limited to what happened in Banda, but what would you say to the MPP and the NDC on this matter?
In the first place, I would say that this is a peaceful exercise we are all undertaking. It's peaceful. Apart from the COVID that came in, which is also putting some restrictions on us, this is not the first time we are going through voter registration. We've done it again and again and again. And so by now, we should have learned our lessons. We should have learned the good ways of doing it, the good manners to come along with all these things. But to take it as if this is a do and die affair where people are taking arms, people are pointing, accusing fingers at each other, it's not the thing that we need as a nation.
Right.
As political parties, yes, if you get your people out to register, all of them, all the heads, all the presidential aspirants are calling their people to come out and register. They've not told them to come and pick up arms. They've not told them to come and quarrel. They've not told them. And there is even no chance. There is nothing in the process that calls for pointing, accusing fingers, or looking at your friend and then trying to fight him. Just be in the queue, take your turn, go home, have your voter card. That is all you need to do. But to go to that extent of trying to call for trouble, calling for all these things, for us as the Christian Council, we always condemn it. We would not entertain these things. We are monitoring. We are also observers. We go around and we look at these things, and we know that maybe our regional people can report on this, and so that we can add it to even our report. We would not entertain such things. And I believe that as Ghanaians, this is peaceful. Registration is peaceful. Even going through voting is also peaceful. That is what we are always calling for. There are certain words that come every 4 years to us, and it's being repeated again. Free, fair, credible, peaceful, acceptable elections. This is what we call for. Peaceful elections.
Right.
It's peaceful. Right. If it's peaceful, please let the process be peaceful, so that whatever comes out is also peaceful.
What must the police do? We often find that there's mistrust, especially between the opposition political party and the police. What must they do now?
I think that the police, they have the law. They know the law. So anybody who infringes on it must be arrested. If the person is found guilty, the person must be arrested. In fact, you see, principles are principles. We should not condone and connive principles. If the person is on the wrong side of the law, he or she must be arrested. For me, that is what I will call for. The police must be up and doing. That is it. Yes.
Reverend Dr. Paul Boafo, thank you very much for joining us. He is the chairman of the Christian Council of Ghana, and he was expressing his thoughts on some of the violent acts which have been perpetrated during the national registration exercise. Meanwhile,